Hey guys, it's Jan Sharte and I'm back again with another video. So today we're going to be talking about inventory and specifically what it means to buy deep versus buying wide and which one you should be doing. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Welcome to my channel where we talk about boutiques, e-commerce, business, and all things making money online. Okay, so I've been in business for a little bit over 5 years now, and I have made some really bad inventory decisions, and I've made some really great inventory decisions. Sometimes I made a ton of money. Sometimes I didn't make any money at all. And 9 times out of 10, it came down to me buying deep when I should have been buying wide, or buying wide when I should have been buying deep. So this is a concept that I actually learned from a woman named Darlene Mitchell. So me and Darlene worked together for, I would say, about 2 years. And Darlene is an inventory strategist. So basically, I would meet with her every week, or not every week, every month, I believe, and we would talk about my inventory. So what I found was that obviously I coach people, right? And I come from retail, but selling has always been the thing that I knew. And I learned marketing, once I started, but inventory, all I knew was to buy enough to make my goals. All I knew was to price it in accordance with my goals. So I knew, how to select it. I knew how to price it, so on and so forth. But I was buying all this inventory and I kept running into the issue of either like running out of inventory super quick, which doesn't sound like an issue because you're like, well, you sold out, what's the issue? I was missing out on money, or I was running into the issue of buying too much and not being able to sell that inventory, or it just being like left over for an extended amount of time. All right, girls, so I ain't gonna lie to you, business is not as easy as I am making it seem in this video. It in fact gets a lot harder. So let's just skip all the nonsense and get straight to business. Click the link in the description and grab my $1,000 a day challenge. It's $19 and it's gonna walk you through the 5 most important elements of growing your boutique or e-commerce business. So go ahead and click that link, girl, because the rest of this video is gonna confuse you even more than it has to. So what I did not know was that I could be strategic about it. What I did not know was that I could create a very thorough plan for how I was gonna buy that inventory based off of my data. And y'all know I'm really big on data. I love looking at my data to understand like the traffic and the marketing and what's selling, what the prices are, so on and so forth. But again, I didn't know what to look at data-wise. So Darlene taught me that there's a concept known as buying deep, and there's a concept known as buying wide. Let me define both of them. So buying deep is what we typically aren't doing. Buying deep basically means that you have a limited number of styles, but you're buying a higher quantity of those styles. But most boutique owners are buying wide, meaning that they're buying a bunch of styles and they have like 1, maybe 2 packs of it. So 9 times out of 10, you're still buying 1 pack of everything. And that was me. I was buying 1 pack of everything, mostly because I was scared. I could not fathom being stuck with, 40 of the same item. And all of these packs, typically they come in a pack of 6, right? So I was just buying scared in all actuality. My business was growing, my audience was growing, my emails were growing, my traffic was growing, but I was still buying 1 pack of everything. And I had like, 15, 20 different styles. So here's how it can hurt your business. So you have all of these new people going to your website, right? And you have 6 of everything. Typically you have, let's say you have like 10 styles. There may be 2 out of the 10 styles that everybody loves. You sell out of those 2 styles, you're left with 8 styles. In your brain, you're like, I don't know why people aren't buying anything because we sold these 2. I don't know what the problem is with these 8. But guess what could have been the case? You could have had a higher quantity of the things that were in fact selling, and you would have kept your sales consistent. Your conversion rate would have been higher, but instead you're trying to convince, and in all actuality, not trying to convince anybody. You're just hoping that they also like these other styles. Not to mention, typically the styles that you chose to buy wide in, they don't really like complement one another. So you got a sequin dress, and you got a feathered skirt, and you got a, a spaghetti strap maxi dress, and a purse, and some shoes, and none of it really talks to each other. None of it is like creating an outfit or creating a full look. And so you have these customers where One person really likes the sequins, but another person really likes the feathers, and another person only wants the purse. So you find yourself getting these one item transactions, your average order value is low, and then once the products that they actually want are gone, your sales slow down. The momentum is gone. So as an online boutique owner, or boutique owner in general, we can see that we have inventory in stock and we can see that people are visiting our site, but we often get confused about the fact that, or get confused as to why people aren't actually buying the merchandise. It's simply put because it's not the merchandise that they want from you. Looking at my data with Darlene, I was able to see that my audience really liked blank, or my audience really liked blank. So instead of me going and saying, you know, I have $1,000 budget and I'm just gonna spend this $1,000 budget however I would like, on whatever I would like, basically Darlene taught me the importance of having what's called an open to buy plan. And this open to buy plan takes into consideration your past sales history, and it basically gives you a better indication of how much of a quantity you need in an individual product category versus another. So for example, I went from buying, you know, one pack of everything to sometimes buying like 40 packs of one thing. And I know that sounds crazy, especially when you're first starting out. Like, this isn't what I'm recommending if you're just starting out. But because the data said, you know, in a 30-day period of time, you were able to sell X quantity of this item, statistically speaking, when I go back to buy more inventory, it makes sense for me to buy deeper in that category or on that style versus buying wide across a bunch of styles that I've never sold before, across a bunch of styles that I don't have any data supporting that decision for, you know? So I went from buying like one pack to buying like 2, then 5, then 10, 20, 40, 60, 100. It got real crazy real fast. But guess what happened as a result of that? My sales became extremely consistent. My conversion rate increased. My average order value increased. I started buying more colors in a specific style versus, you know, just one specific color. And basically my customers would buy like, you know, 4 colors at a time of an item that they really liked versus one item because I only had it in one color. So when you buy wide, essentially you're making the assumption that these people are going to come to your site and they're going to like everything. And that just simply put isn't the case, especially if the largest percentage of the people coming to your website are first-time customers. If you don't have a super high return customer rate, 9 times out of 10, people are going to buy one thing at a time. And if the one thing that everybody wants sells out too fast, you're going to find yourself with a bunch of unsold inventory and, more specifically, a bunch of tied up cash. Your dollars are literally hanging on a rack or in a box or in a bin collecting dust. So whenever I look at my inventory, I look at it in dollars. I'm like, man, I spent $20 on that. That's $20 sitting in that box. Or I spent $120 on that pack. That's $120 sitting in that box, and now I got to figure out what to do with it. So by being able to look at my data and read it and interpret it over time, I was able to make smart decisions about what I needed a higher quantity of versus, like, you know, when I'm just experimenting, I still am buying one pack. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I think a lot of times newer or inexperienced boutique owners always ask me, like, how is it possible that someone can make X amount of dollars in a month or X amount of dollars in a year? And they obviously know that, you know, you have to sell enough inventory to be able to make that money, but they are hindering their ability to make that type of money or make that money as fast as possible when they are buying too wide. The biggest difference that I saw in my business when I actually started to see money consistently and like see it in my bank account was when I started to buy a higher quantity of individual items versus a wide, you know, assortment of items. So I hope this quick video helps you guys understand the importance of inventory strategy. It's not as simple as just logging onto the wholesaler's website and adding a bunch of random items to your cart because all the other boutique owners are selling it. It's not as simple as just choosing a random price point and things of that nature. You actually have to be smart about it. You actually have to look at your data and use it to make the best possible decision for your audience. So if this is something you need help with, click the link in the description. This is a topic that we talk about inside of the Boutique Academy all the time. If you need help, click any of the links. If you have questions, leave a comment. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.